despite everything, my job is my job. With what was inside of me taken care of, we destroyed the gem that possibly caused it, but it likely needed more to actually do something. But better safe than sorry. I had Lorelei come along just to be sure it was safe, because I know these things, two's better than one. Gem was destroyed easy enough. Jar, it's a jar. I don't know what's in it, but I'm not an alchemist or a glass blower, so I'll have to bring it to somebody. As for the dagger, well, it's about as evil can get. It'll usher in a new demon into the world upon a certain amount of sacrifices that I don't know and I don't want to know. It'll be in my possession until we can find somebody that can destroy it or contain it. So hopefully Thraben will be my next destination, but for now there's some things that need to be taken care of in the town. Something's in the dairy products here.
Something's wrong with this town. I have no idea what, but something insipid. Something deep and deeply rooted in this town. And something's wrong with it. Something's wrong with us as well. Whatever it is, it's rubbing off on the rest of us. Even I find myself slipping, and I don't know why. I don't even know why I stared at that barmaid. So many questions. But I went to find Cooper Hillcrest. I have to know. That bastard's been through here. I need to find where he is. But he hasn't seen hide nor hair of a necromancer around, so I'm shit out of luck. He reminds me so much of Dad. Just the way he walking in after a day of work. So much like him.
I can only imagine it's something to do with the ranchers, seeing as they supply the town with their dairy. If it's vampires slipping things into their minds, getting them to do things, I don't know, but I can't start guessing because I don't have the faintest idea of what it could be. Despite the missing arm, the job goes on, it seems.
Just reminding me how much I have to do. How much I have left to do before I'm done. I shouldn't have left on my own, but they can't know. I can't tell them yet. I can't tell them. I know they'll try and stop me doing what I've planned for years now. And as much as I love the whole party, I can't let them stop me. On the way back, I saw something in the fields. It's like a cow head on a human body carrying a hatchet or something. I ran. I didn't have time to get a good look at the guy. And I got back and I was telling everyone, and just when things couldn't get any worse, someone burst in. It was Amel. It's Amel. Why is she here?
Amrita, the smell of blood, whether you like it or not, has always increased your heart rate. Like a surge of adrenaline, the beckoning of the hunt, and right now you are drenched in it. Entirely from head looking down, you are splattered and smeared with Lorelei's blood.
Oh, no. What have I done? What have I done?
As you force yourself back into human form, dispelling the visage of the wolf, as the fur retracts, it's just your skin smeared. It's cold on this mountainside. in the middle of the hunter's moon as you're looking at your hands change from claws back to human hands, and the palms are red. You just fall into the snow, leaving red tracks behind you.
No.
In the midst of this, you are launched back, caught by someone not incredibly strong, but enough to pull you around if you're not fighting against it, thrown over in the snow. Staring up on the ground, you see the Cathar Vilvi Lund with a silver blade in hand.
He stares up and just resides and stares back down at the ground, staring at her hands, not moving.
Just as you look at your hands, your vision goes in every direction as you feel shock of pain on your face, her fist colliding with your skull multiple times, disorienting. All you can see is the white of the snow and the red around you, and she's screaming in fury as she just lays into you.
Just kill me.
It's hard to say if she even heard what you were saying, kind of gurgled through your own blood in your mouth, your eyes starting to swell up. But she stands, and just through the night, your eyes catch the glint of moonlight on silver as she raises the blade. By the authority vested in me by the Avacynian Church, I sentence you, Amrita Mablethorne, to death for the murder of Lorelei Fenwick.
Closes her eyes, residing her fate, taking a deep breath in, waiting for the blade to come down on her neck. What have I done? What have I done by the angels? Forgive.
Unflinching in the snow, you wait for a blow that never comes, as there's this sound of metal hitting metal, and through one eye that isn't quite swollen, you just open it to see Repellum's metal gauntleted arm in front of your face and the blade this far from it, and that smell of blood everywhere, as that same scent is what you're inundated with in this tavern, in the Brass Bell. It's farther away now, but it's approaching, and your adrenaline is surging as your primal nature wants to seek it out. And Amel bursts through the door. You are the first to react, having had some time mentally to prepare for something coming when nobody else had any indication.
Around the time before any of them turn around, she quickly goes and opens the door and runs to the entrance. Amel, by the angels, what happened to you? And she runs over and quickly just like grabs her, just almost flinching back like her nose, but just holds on to her.
Something within you sees this person as a wounded animal caught in a snare. But you hold that back as you look into her eyes, and she wipes her face, just smearing blood across her own mouth, trying to remove the spittle and just making it worse.
As soon as Amrita runs out, Lorelei's running out with her. Like, what's going on? Where is she going?
Hurry, hurry. One of you do something. Lorelei.
I immediately, I run over as well, and I drop to my knees by her. What's going on?
She's bleeding. Just hurry.
Okay. And I'm gonna...
See, she clutches her side. It's not as bad as all that. I just need a drink.
What happened? Why are you here?
Everyone else in the tavern is, some standing up, gawking, others, craning their necks to see what's going on. Drink first, please.
I would get, Is there any beer left in? Because it does not do shit for him. So is there like a?
I mean, yeah, he
some
hasn't drank
left?
the entire tavern
Yeah.
dry, so yeah, there's still a stock.
Yeah. He'll get one. Kind of. How bad is she bloodied?
Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Here, let's get you to a table to sit down.
Should we take her into
Yeah,
the
Emil,
room
yeah,
with
if you, yeah,
Oh,
help
Jesus
kind of
Christ.
pick her up. She stumbles a bit. Valerie, as he's going to get a beer, looking over, it doesn't look like she's horribly wounded. She has a stab wound that you can kind of make out is somewhere on her torso, probably the lower part of the side. She's kind of smeared blood everywhere accidentally herself, just because you're bleeding profusely. You know, it looks like not a ton of wounds, but one that's kind of spread in her attempts to move and that sort of thing.
Okay.
Hard, but it's really difficult with her being closed to gauge how bad that one wound really is.
Okay.
Yes, quickly, let's get her to the room over there.
Yeah. I'll help Amrita, like, take her over to the back room with us.
People whispering across their tables about the goings-on as you help this woman, larger than Lorelei, but not quite as tall as Amrita, stumble into the side room and close the door, blocking out most of the whispers. She takes the beer, the bottle from Valerie, putting the side of the cap on the table, and just smacks it with her other hand so that the cap pops off, and just downs most of it all at once.
Could have gotten some water to freaking clean the wound as well.
Valerie would know that the water here is not the
Oh,
cleanest.
Okay, yeah, then okay, never mind.
He's been here long enough to know that their
Okay.
wells are not incredibly pure, which is one of the reasons people don't drink very much water.
Okay, gotcha. Then never mind.
You would have to boil it. You could have asked for some water to be boiled. Well, not
Yeah,
asked,
then you would have
but
done
communicated
that.
in a way
Yeah.
that that's what's needed.
Yeah.
But it'll take a bit.
Okay. Probably just gonna try to staunch the bleeding then.
She's not going to object to, she's not wearing really much armor or anything like that. It's just traveling clothes, a heavy cloak with a hood that's kind of pulled back at this point. And yeah, you can help clean up some of the blood as she sits back and winces when you do anything, but just takes another drink of the beer and sets it on the table.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting to run into you all.
What are you doing out this way? And are you alone?
I guess I am now. They're, the kid, Frank, he was with me. I think they got him.
What? Slow down. One thing at a time. What happened? Why are you out here?
Bandits. They got us on the road. I wasn't expecting that. Tried to make it here in good time, but I don't know what they're gonna do with him.
But
I
why?
don't think
Why
they
were
killed
you-
him.
Why were you coming here? Is what she was asking you.
Winces again as Valerie's trying to put a salve on the wound. The herbs kind of sting. We were making a supply run. Rumor is there's this cheese that's supposed to be pretty good. Folks seem to like it. We thought we'd get a supply for the wrath, but got to talk with the makers. Should have never trusted the roads.
The mention of cheese, Lorelei just like looks at the rest of the party like,
Amrita also just kind of just like looks and is like,
Acrio steps forward and he looks at Amel, right? It's not Anne? Okay. I need you to think very carefully for a second and describe to me as best as possible what these bandits look like and how far away from town you were.
Wasn't too far. I had to run most of the way. I don't know, maybe a mile or so.
Okay.
They were.
How far?
Some of them had wide-brimmed hats. It was dark. Couldn't see them too well. I think.
Did one of them have a special jewelry around his neck? It had snakes on the end of it or something of that sort.
Longish hair.
Horseback.
There was one. Most of them were on horseback. There was one had long hair. He had scars on his face.
That's the guy then.
Same one, yeah.
We ran into those
Val,
bandits as
how does
well
he
on our way
look?
here.
She looked.
He kind of looks up, kind of his hands sort of shaky, and says,
In her blood.
Is it like a deep stab wound, or is it more like a somewhat superficial one?
Make another medicine check for that,
Okay.
as you've got a better chance to examine it.
I'm not.
Nope.
good at medicine.
Yeah.
No.
Acrio, as you're asking this, and he's Val's trying to make some reply, you can see his hands are trembling like badly as they're covered in blood, and his reply is a little bit muddled. Like she's not great, but it doesn't seem like it's immediately lethal.
Want some help? Alright, we need to take care of Amel first. And then we have to set out while they're still near the road. Catch them while they're not hiding.
Just wrap me up. I can take care of myself.
Okay, but don't trust the cheese.
She's right,
What?
and Amrita's in a little whisper as well. There's something weird going on here. We're, I guess, going to be checking something, so just don't take any of it back with you.
Or eat it.
Make a persuasion check.
It's just us on this one. We sound like insane people.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, I was gonna
bleeding.
say you'd have advantage from Amrita kind of helping you, but disadvantage because this sounds insane. So it's just gonna be a straight roll.
I didn't say that in character. I was just saying like.
No, I mean, but it does.
Oh,
it does
disadvantage
sound
because of the
insane.
situation sounds okay.
Yeah, the situation. Not gonna lie. Even still, Mel wipes her nose, kind of clearing a little bit of the blood off her face once she realizes that it's there. All right, whatever. Just try to get Frank back. He shouldn't have gotten up in all this.
Did it look like they were specifically taking him to like hold him as a hostage, or did he get like?
Possibly.
seriously?
I don't think they hurt him. They didn't even fight really until I didn't want to go along with their bullshit.
Yeah.
What does Frank look like?
Yeah, I was
She will
about to say,
describe a young man you would recognize as the one from the Frowning's Wrath who had helped in the mornings. Younger kid who served you coffee most mornings.
That kid.
Frank.
Yeah. I don't know who you are, but god damn, we're gonna save you.
Yeah, we're gonna save you, Frank. I hope.
Acrio stands up, looks at everybody. Well, looks like we have some bandits to hunt sooner than later.
Great.
Everybody ready to go? Acrio he's already in his armor. Yeah, just usher everybody to get ready and go get his cart ready to go.
Yeah. Let's
You're
go.
taking the wagons out?
What time is it in the middle of the night?
Oh yeah, because we got stuck in the mud. Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah. Let's go on foot. Let's go on foot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what time is it right now?
It's just after dark. Like, the sun had gone down while Lorelei was having dinner at the Hillcrest Ranch. And yeah, she made her way back not too long after dark, but a little bit. Especially with the rain that's still coming down, it got dark rather quickly. So it will be dark, but it's not like midnight.
Is it still
Okay.
raining though?
It is.
If we go now, it will be quite challenging, but I've had enough rest, and we'll try and help Frank if we can now.
Yeah, I would probably then like scribble down the address of Dr. Mueller, kind of hand it to her with like, seek out this man, he'll help, written under it, like very hastily. Kind of pushes it into her hand, like a nod.
All right. Thanks for the beer.
And he just goes outside.
He seems far more disturbed by this interaction than the rest of you, even you who knew this person. Valerie seems like the most on edge from it.
While we're getting ready to like leave, Lorelei will go out and just see where Val is. See if he's not like throwing up in an alleyway somewhere. So
Yeah,
that's an unnerving exit. I want to make sure he's alright.
Yeah, he would like kind of go to the back of the house and kind of retch, like nothing is coming out, but just kind of gagging.
Just walk up and give him a gentle pat between the shoulder blades.
He just kind of immediately like jumps.
Sorry, I should have. Sorry. I had to check you were all right. Sorry. You're really jumping.
Kind of tries
Are you
to-
okay? Are you okay?
Kind of holds out a piece of paper and simply kind of. It almost seems like his handwriting like completely loses itself towards the end, and so it's kind of this "I'll be fine" that just kind of drifts off into like incoherent scribbles at the end.
Especially because it is raining, so the paper
Oh, no.
is wet and smeared. As
Like
he's
lift my
doing
cloak
that.
up a bit to like help shield the paper from the rain.
Like this message is getting deleted after 3 seconds.
This is a Snapchat. This is what
He's
this
gotta
is.
like hold it up against a wet wall to write with one
Mhm.
hand. Yeah, it's a mess, but the message is conveyed.
Okay, well, if you're sure you're gonna be alright, and we're not gonna find you passed out somewhere when we get back. Okay? Go sit down, put your feet up, and just breathe.
Writing, but you need help.
Well, yeah, but you can't pour from an empty cup. You need to be able to help yourself before you can help someone else.
Once more, just I'm fine.
Okay, you're fine. She says, and she just looks completely unconvinced.
And I imagine, along with, some writing, there's more, there's things like pointing to himself and going with
Yeah.
the group and that sort of thing.
Just kind of blows his head and kind of trudges back past Lorelei.
Concern levels rising. She'll just turn back and make sure everyone else is ready to go.
No preparation needed for Asuriel. She just has everything she has on her back that she owns.
Which
Just
$2
Throws
and
up
a
the
sandwich.
large hood in the rain, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Acrio will point to the doctor and motion for him to, just in case he was going somewhere else, point to come with him. Just in case they've done something to this Frank guy, we're gonna need a doctor around to make sure he's okay. I don't have any healing on me, and in case Lorelei's out, we need a bit of extra. Make sure everybody gets home safe.
A quick question: for the witch stone, the stone with the hole,
Mm-hmm.
and that is true sight. That recharges. Do they ever recharge, or is it just?
They do, yeah.
Okay. When does it recharge? Do I need some kind of sacrifice? Or is it
No,
by time?
it's like a daily thing, or whatever.
Okay.
Whatever. It's a gem of seeing, I think, is the stats for it. So I think it's every day.
Why are you gonna need a gem of seeing? Fight bandits.
No, I just want to make sure because I've been wondering for a while.
Asuriel is looking and perceiving.
Okay, 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn. Okay.
turn on my lantern and let's go fucking help some people and not murder people.
What's the plan?
Find them and figure out what we're doing from there.
We're not going in with a plan. Really?
To be very rarely go in with a plan.
They are either going to find us first or we are going to find them first. In the off chance they find us first, defend Asuriel and Val, make sure they don't die, try not to kill the bandits. I'd rather see them rot in a cell than get bludgeoned to death in the darkness where their bodies will have who knows what done to them. So, in the chance that we find them, same thing, but maybe we can haggle.
Haggling usually requires giving them something. Do we have anything to give them?
Their lives, Lorelei.
Oh, so we are going in there intending to kill them.
Oh, no. Their free lives. If they hand off Frank and the weapons, then maybe we'll let them get on and find a better life. But if they resist, then they'll see a jail cell soon enough.
What if it comes down to it?
If you have a blade against your throat, Lorelei, that is entirely up to you to decide. I will not tell you what to do.
Okay.
As long as you don't make it the first option.
I'm not going to.
Perfect. Then we're on the same page. Let's go.
Lorelei tucks her notebook into her bag. Fortunately.
So you all head out of the walls of Silburn.
Yeah, we'll say she's already been at the gate, or I imagine we've all been walking to the gate while they're talking about it, and she's just kind of quiet, just kind of blocking them out as she often does to focus, waiting, and then just proceeds to walk.
Taking the lead.
Yeah.
And how exactly is she wanting to go about tracking them down?
You follow a Mel's scent. Might take us to where... I know it's kind of rainy. But maybe a Mel's scent will take us to where they were.
I think she's gonna walk out the gate a little bit distance from where the guards are at, look where she perhaps saw Amel's blood, if there was any blood at all, if it hasn't been washed away, and also look in the direction that the party came specifically, and if the blood is in that direction, try to go back that direction and maybe track the bandits, seeing as I think the guards also said there was some sort of other attacks in that area, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, the guards had said there were reports of, travelers being attacked on the road and that sort of thing. But yeah, so you can definitely pick up the scent of Amel's blood. However, yeah, go ahead and give me a survival check to see if you can find out how far back on the road it takes you before beginning/ending.
Can I help? Yeah, she already rolled.
Well, are you proficient with survival?
I am.
Then I will say yes. So you can roll one more time, Amrita.
Roll it again, Amrita.
Could I slap some guidance on that, or is it too late?
14.
Sure. This is a group effort.
Yeah, we're all helping.
Forget that other two.
I was gonna say, are you still bloodied?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I'm just above bloodied, but I forgot to turn it off.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, another point of exhaustion if you were still bloodied.
That would have been a bitch.
Describe Amrita's mental state in tracking blood right now.
She's not straying as far now from the group, but she has a lot going on through her head between coming to Silburn, not being able to find the person she was looking for, and her and Cillian still haven't reconciled, and there's so many things she wants to do, but at the sight of blood and seeing Amel helpless and just the smell of it kind of just makes her sick to the stomach, and she literally looks back a few times, cautious of the newcomer that's floating behind the party, still not really trustworthy but of him, and not sure if she wants to tell the others yet in regard to the neck or what she thinks, to ask him later.
Yeah, Cillian would be keeping close to Valerie. You follow the trail of blood, trying to suppress the hunter's instinct while simultaneously having to rely on it. It's difficult with everything that's flooding Amrita's mind. There are times when she just kind of stops and can't tell exactly if in the mud of the road and the tracks, if that's where it ends or if there's more. Asuriel channels some of the guidance of the angels and helps kind of pick up the trail again. And eventually, Amrita, when you can no longer find any more blood, with the help of Acrio, he kind of spots signs in the ground of struggle. There are like signs that someone had likely dropped a weapon and picked it up. You can kind of make out the shape of a blade in the mud, that sort of thing. Footprints that go in multiple directions, as well as hoof marks, and lead off to the north.
More blood trail?
No more. Guess we will have to continue on the path. I would rely on another sense. Amrita scratches the in-between where the nose and forehead her bandana is, and it's like, but I don't think that's a good idea, given the new acquaintance we have for now. Are you up for this, given your situation?
Stay at the front, and I point back to Val. You stay in the back. Do what you need to do, Amrita. You gotta find him.
Yeah, Amrita doesn't turn her head back once, not wanting this newcomer to see the third eyeball underneath the bandana, and quickly pulls it up and does a glance around, kind of walking a little bit further, not too far from Acrio, but further from the others.
You would hear in your head, why does it smell so good?
She shakes her head.
You can get the impression of the third eye's sight moving in directions where your eyes themselves don't point, and kind of that additional perceptive aid as it darts around in the darkness.
Hey!
Mm-hmm. And yeah, with the assist, almost a desire to follow these tracks, you pick them up. Several sets of hoof prints that lead first north off the road and then turning slightly to the west, as best as you can gauge because it's the middle of the night, but you know the road travels kind of in a northeasternly direction towards Silburn at this point, so it veers off and then a little further away, heading toward kind of a more mountainous area.
Yeah, when she uses the third eye to look around, she puts the bandana back quickly down, but she also makes it look like she's doing her normal tracking skills as well, so nothing seemed suspicious with the person far in the back with Cillian and everything, and then goes about the business.
You all are having to be rather quick, as difficult as it is to trudge both through the muddy ground and then over slippery rock. You would lose track pretty quick of these hoof marks if not for your enhanced senses, picking up smells, the third eye catching things that you shouldn't, that extra instinct, your adrenaline picking up again, because as you're chasing something down, that spirit within Amrita is in full hunting mode. The rest of the party can almost see her like lean forward in her posture to the point you would think she was almost going to go into a, all fours sprint, but she holds herself back, but there's something pushing her forward as you're all moving.
Hiding behind Lorelei.
I was about to say. She's got hold of Asuriel's hand so we don't slip over in any mud. gonna get separated.
Well, it's just at the back, kind of. The darkness is making him nervous due to the fact that he's outside the safety of like a city, and he's like trying to stay as calm as possible and like keep himself together, but he's really tense and on edge, kind of looking around, jumping at like whatever noise is like coming up near them or something.
Which is interesting. Yeah, how does that kind of manifest in Val? Because most of his life, it's always been like, yeah, we're Vistani, we travel the roads, we don't really settle down in cities, and now he has a reason to be like, I don't want to go out ever again.
Mm-hmm. It's like this kind of pained expression, like he remembers like what he's been taught, and that this is that should be natural to him, and he shouldn't be afraid of it, but at the same time, due to everything that went down, it's like this violent urge that kind of forces him to react that way, and that kind of really hurts him like deep inside.
Mm-hmm. I think Cillian would probably clamp his hand on your shoulder, just reassuringly to an extent, not quite knowing his own strength right now, grips it a little too hard.
Breaks his arm. Ah, shit.
Just knocks his other arm off.
And he just kind of looks at Cillian, kind of this kind of wide-eyed expression, just kind of still kind of shaking, just.
And Acrio's providing the light from his lantern kind of toward the front. You have to have your hammer on your back for this, unable to, unless you don't have your shield attached to your fake arm.
I mean, it's either I can't just like whoop and then just stick a lantern on there and go whoop.
Bitch, I got extendos!
Be more of a process. So it is kind of cumbersome, and you feel as though it's more difficult to react with the shield. Doesn't move the way you want it to. Your elbow almost like still doesn't have quite the strength to lift it the way it should, because your arm was severed just below the elbow and you've kind of just got a stump with a thing attached to it, so you don't have quite the leverage, and the shield probably won't offer quite as much protection in its current state of usage. But
should I slap a 19 on there?
It will be a +1 AC instead of +2 for the time being.
I'll slap a 19 on there.
Yeah, if Acrio's got his lantern up, I will cast light on my flail and just have that up as well, just to give us some light where, like, further back.
Sure.
So don't trip on anything.
So horses don't come up behind us and like, hey, we see you're getting a little close to our base.
Amrita, with your 20 perception, you start to hear just the vaguest distant sound of voices through the rain. The dripping water on stone is the loudest thing around you, but you start to hear somebody speaking off in the distance. Too far for you to see in the darkness, but there's somebody not too far away.
How many feet?
I mean, it's impossible to know for sure.
Hmm.
You don't have echolocation, so judging distance off of sound is really not something you can do.
25.37 feet away. Wind moving at 3 nautical miles per hour north.
Motion shush and just walk forward, I guess.
Attempting to be quiet or still moving at a quick pace?
No, she'll attempt to be quiet. Whether or not the others do that, that's up to them.
Hey, I'm the stealthiest boy.
Hello.
Would everyone shush at Amrita's command and try to slow down?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna break off from the group And while they're all stealthing one way, I'm going to go another way. Because I know I'm not going to.
I mean, Lorelei and you both have glaring light sources, so, like, sound is one thing, but also it's nighttime and you've got lanterns, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, if
There's
Amrita's
that.
telling us to be, like, stealthier, I will, I'll extinguish my light source.
Yeah, I'm gonna split off from the group and keep my light source up so they can all stealth up to the camp.
I can see. But yeah, I'll stealth.
Cool. So anyone who's following Amrita can make a stealth check.
I give myself guidance. Holy shit.
Oh!
Hello.
That I'm giving myself guidance if I'm allowed.
Oh,
Sure,
yes.
fucking god.
I don't know if that'll help.
Killian. Not even
16,
Killian
that's
can
okay.
save us from that.
Oh my god.
Not that I'm stealthing, but I just wanted to see. I wanted to roll really high just to like
Just
that would
to
be
make
hilarious.
it, rub it in.
Yeah.
Come on!
Oh my god.
Killian just like disappeared.
Like, I don't know, you bitches just
We
fucking
just-
dips.
We're like sneaking. We look behind us. Killian's gone. Little blinking outline.
Using us as a distraction.
True. I mean, it would work. Valid strategy.
It's really difficult for most of you, because as soon as Lorelei fades the light on this moon-silver flail, you're all plunged into darkness as Acrio makes his way off in another direction. Cillian, while he can't see very well, is used to this sort of activity, almost got a second sense for it. Asuriel kind of follows his lead in the dark to an extent. However, the rest, it's like you find yourself slipping on rocks and you're not making audible noises, but at the same time, just your movement without being able to see, you're afraid of tripping on things or running into tree branches, that sort of thing. And Amrita, it's just so many voices in her head propelling her forward, each with their own separate desire. But your vision cutting through the dark, you start to see the shape of a man, possibly. Could be a woman, but you're not 100% sure. Sitting on kind of this rocky outcropping as you've begun ascending kind of this little switchback. Kind of reclining, one leg up, just drenched in rain, kind of with this heavy coat. You can't make out the color of it in this pitch darkness. Nobody else can see this figure. His wet hair is just kind of like down in his face, and he's got this knife, and it looks like he's like picking his teeth with it, and turns his head toward the sound of all of your approach.
Imagine, because of all the voices that are kind of going on in her head between just so many things, she finds herself stumble back for a second, probably steps on a branch, and like clutches her head just like, shit.
There's a flash of lightning, and the rest of you can now see this silhouette very briefly of this person sitting up on a rock ahead of you, a good 40, 50 feet. It's super brief, so you can't really make out anything, but as soon as the light comes and you're kind of anticipating the roll of thunder, you just hear a
Fuck.
Fuck.
I'll fail.
Cool.
Lorelei's gonna panic and she's gonna cast Hinder on him. Just like
what are the components of that?
I'm going to verbal and somatic. So
Okay,
she's raising her
so,
hand and she's just like yeah, that's how she starts it.
The figure that Amrita sees doesn't really begin to move at all. Like you've heard him whistle, but he doesn't stand, he's still just sitting there, and you see him kind of go back to picking his teeth with this dagger.
Acro,
Like he
continuous.
probably is hindered, but at the same time, he doesn't really seem to react to it.
Yeah. That was her first instinct, though. It was just to stop him running and getting help, even though he did whistle.
Yeah, she feels herself struggling as she stumbles back and then holds it, but she quickly looks around, sort of having one eye open, as her head is still just banging.
I will approach from nowhere. I just
Wrestling
appear.
entrance.
Yeah, rustling, light-filled, super stealthy entrance.
I'm just imagining Asuriel following right behind Cillian, like in cartoons where there's just a dude stealthing and there's just someone doing the exact same thing behind
Yeah,
him.
like all in a row.
Does it look like there's anybody else around?
From the angle that you're seeing, no. I mean, you've kind of got this mountainous switchback path going up these rocks. From the angle that you're seeing anything, all you can see is the one sitting there. However, make a perception check, and you do have advantage with your hearing.
Could Asuriel also look behind them to make sure?
I would say you do get the sound of a bit of scuffling and a bit of movement after his whistle. But yeah, Asuriel, because actually, yeah, you can see in the dark. You don't see anyone like approaching from behind. You can kind of catch sight of Acrio's lantern off in the distance pretty easily, kind of moving back your way toward the sound, but it's taking a bit.
Yeah, she'll just stick to Lorelei very closely.
We're looking for a young lad. Seen him?
The figure with the dagger between his teeth kind of sets it down, peering off into the darkness toward the sound of your voice. You can see he's got like a wrap over one eye, which he kind of like uses the dagger, glides it along his face to lift up, kind of like a pirate's patch to adjust to the darkness, as he kind of then uses that eye to survey and kind of catches sight of you. So what have we had?
I was looking for him for a friend.
You ain't gonna find him.
Perhaps.
Well, there goes your one chance to do this amicably then, so.
Oh, there's more of y'all.
Just focus
Many more.
on me for now. Where is he? Come on, there must be something that you want.
That
Maybe
would
your
be
lives
telling.
for one.
Is that a threat?
I don't want it to be a threat. I just want to look for someone that is just a simple worker. You would gain nothing by having him with you.
You got no idea what we gain from this. Turn on back. Go back to town.
And if we don't,
Well, that's up to you.
I try to be reasonable then.
At that point, I'm gonna have everybody roll initiative.
Alright.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
It's like, where's Acrio? Cling, cling, cling! Oh, there he is.
Anyway, when I roll my initiative, I will do the exploit begin the hunt, which will give me a plus bonus 2 to the dexterity. So
Yep.
that should make it a 9, I believe.
16 total. Nice.
Yep, and that will make this creature my Corey. So that means I will gain a plus 1d4 bonus on damage rolls against the creature until it's no longer my Corey.
Or read. Cool. Yeah, so as this is going on, Cillian, he's going to be schnickifying.
Bless you.
He will sneak up to here, attempting to remain stealthy, and none of you who can't see in the dark have any idea where he is. Yeah, Valerie, you kind of feel him brush past you, but you don't know where he goes. As all of this is going on, what would he be doing in this situation, unable to even really see anyone around him?
Fucking. Would probably try to get some light, so he would like pull out a torch first, kind of trying to light it, kind of like hold it between his knees, and then kind of trying with his one arm to like somehow scrape against the like flint to like get a spark going.
Yes, I'm gonna have you make a sleight of hand check. It will be at disadvantage because A, it's awkward, B, it's raining, so getting a spark is gonna be difficult, but you can certainly try.
Let's go. Nope.
Yeah, like you're scraping, but most of the attempts don't even make a spark in the darkness.
Yeah.
The others can kind of hear this grinding sound, not entirely sure what it is, but
Alright, while it's storming and the rain's coming down, she will withdraw her saber, and hard way it is, and prick her finger against the blade and ignites the flame from her eyes and the weapon that probably
Nice.
glows in front of the others from a distance away.
channeling a bit of that alchemical blood within yourself through the ritual. The borrowed saber blade ignites in flame. The rest of you can all see this bit of light now in front of you.
She's gonna go up here and kind of just jump on the rock and
Mhm.
attack him.
Yep, you can do that pretty easily. It's not a super high ledge, so with your abilities, yeah. As you do that, that dagger in his hand, he kind of like tucks and rolls, and as the blade comes down, he catches the blade with the dagger, just slings the sword to the side so it doesn't actually catch him. Saber, fun feature, if you miss with the attack, you have advantage on your next one, because it is a swift weapon from Grim Hollow. I don't think you have another attack this turn, but next time,
No.
keep in mind you will have advantage with it.
Heck yeah. Then that will be my
Fuck 'em
turn,
up.
and she will not move.
The other thing, though, Amrita, as you go up and swing your blade at him, you kind of have a chance to look up through the darkness and the rain coming down in your face as your sword is repelled, and you regain your bearings on the target. You just glance up and you start to see several figures on horseback up the switchback that have kind of moved to the edge and are like looking down. But first, this figure, dagger in hand, is going to jab up at your stomach.
I imagine she does the same thing. Kind of
Yeah.
uses her fire blade, just doing a dance at this point of the duel.
Mm-hmm. Quick movements, footwork you've been taught by the one who showed you how to wield that weapon. He is prone, which actually would have disadvantage on that attack, but misses regardless, as he does like a backward somersault away from you. You weren't quite expecting that, as he is going to use a bonus action to disengage and stand up as he tucks back up along this mountainous path. The figures on horseback, looking at all of this, one of them is going to spark up a torch so that the rest of the companions can see, one that they have prepared. The rest of you can see a light from a weird angle start to appear over the top of these various ledges leading up the cliffside.
Oh, okay, we're attacking. Can she actually see up that ledge, or is it too high?
Not from the angle, you cannot. You're too far down at the view you have currently. But you can start to see the light coming over the top of it, just kind of glistening on the wet stone, but you can't really see why it's doing that.
Just gonna go right to the edge here, like almost right outside the range of the light from what I can see.
Yeah, because as you've gotten kind of closer where the switchback descends, your own height is enough to kind of see over the edge of it from this angle moving forward.
Alright, that gets all the way up to the ledge on horseback. I'm gonna throw a firebolt at him.
Okay. The one who's holding the torch or not?
No, the other guy, because I don't think she can see him.
Okay, you can see the light on this dude, but not the one that he's holding. So sure.
Oh, wow.
What is it that causes her to have such horrible aim in this moment? Is it the fact that she's attacking another human being?
Well, I think she's kind of surprised, also kind of tired from trudging through the rain and the mud and just being kind of cold. She's like, okay, nah.
The figure kind of just, his eyes trace it as the little mote of fire flies past him and hits the stone wall, and he looks down at the rest of you. Can't really make out his facial expression from this distance, but that is what occurs. Lorelei, you see Asuriel just moving forward, throwing fire.
Right. We're doing this. I'm gonna step a little bit forward, and she's going to look right up at them. And it doesn't really look like her posture is not threatening at this moment. And she just looks at them, and there's just like a distortion in the air, like right between her and them. And the upper torso of a shadowy figure is going to appear as I cast Night Terror. And it's just going to be like clawing on the ledge. Like, it's just going to be like that.
It takes the shape
What is this cantrip?
of an undead zombie's movements as it's just clawing its way along. Something you've seen in your own nightmares numerous times projected out.
I'm going to attack that one, so it needs to make an intelligence saving throw.
Not proficient in that at all. And
So 1d8.
very freaked out. You can all hear like a shout, a yelp as this shadowy thing appears.
And as the pain sets in, Lorelei's just gonna shout up to them, like, "End this peacefully, or you'll suffer like I have."
But as that's going on, Acrio, you're a good 50, 60 feet away from all of this when all of it goes down. Is he going to straight dash, or is it it's got something else he wants to do?
First off, these people are psychopaths. Yeah, I'll dash in and then spiritual weapon on this one. Nah. Have I gauged my spiritual weapon to be capable of not murdering people?
Not very easily.
Okay, never mind. I'm gonna not cast spiritual weapon, and I'm just gonna dash in.
Coming right around these trees, just a thunderous sound of metal on metal as you barrel through the mountain pass toward these figures that you can see now with the light of the torch. One of them is carrying. Cillian is attacking from a hidden position. He'll have to move a little forward so he can really see what's going on. So he gets there, and as he's just quick moving, throw one of his needles in, not trying to be overly lethal, but, it's a stabbing weapon before he gets into melee with the enchanted silver blade. I'm gonna have somebody else roll a d20 for me, please. For this
Hey, Asuriel.
instance.
I was gonna say, Amrita, Cillian's favorite person, roll the d20.
Twice the damage dice, add them together. So not the end of the world.
If he has sneak attack, that's gonna hurt.
It will. Amrita, as you see this figure having kind of like rolled away from you and tucked to the side, Cillian's needle just flashes in the firelight, hits this guy directly in the center of his exposed chest, and there's like a splurt of blood. Like a lot. And yeah, he just looks down and screams bloody murder. The ones on horseback, the horses start to rear back from the sound of this, a little bit shocked as the rest of the figures are trying to take stock of everything that's just happened. They didn't expect this much overt violence.
Are we the bad guys?
They kidnapped a guy.
Are you all the bad guys? Val, be with me on this, buddy.
Fucking.
Don't erase them from existence with some Elder Torah bullshit, please.
This guy, he's not dead, right? Just fucking.
Correct.
bleeding
He's
profuse.
bloodied, pretty good, but not like about to die.
Okay.
Like, you can still hear him screaming, so obviously he's still alive.
Yeah. Seeing this, like, eyes going wide, kind of immediately duck down, and he will, for now, he will use his action to dash, kind of
First,
holding
I'm
out
going to need
his...
you to make a sanity saving throw.
Yeah,
God damn it.
figured
What
that.
the fuck is going on here, people?
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, so
Okay.
as you come around this little rocky outcropping and see the figure who's pressed up against the wall, like almost starting to slide down it, and in the torchlight and the rain, you can just see these gouts of blood coming out of the center of his chest. Those of you nearby, Valerie, can see his one good eye just like go wide, the pupil almost dilating as he just tucks back down behind the rock and doesn't seem to be able to approach or look at that.
Yeah. He will just kind of clutch his knees, kind of crouching down. If he can, like, take the dodge action. But,
Mhm. Yeah, you have any actions you want to take, you just can't approach.
yeah, he's shaking violently. Yeah.
I was just hoping to maybe threaten or knock him out. Of course, the flame blade thing was just in case that would go awry, because clearly he tried to stab her at some point, so...
Mhm.
I think she's gonna go over to him and just try to knock this guy out with the hilt of her sword. Just seeing all the blood and damage that Cillian did, it just catches her off guard and everything. As she looks up at the other people, I suggest, so there's nothing else that happens here to stop this, and just let us have that man back. And she's just gonna attempt to knock this dude unconscious, just so he can't do anything.
This is going to have to be a strength. I'll say it can be an athletics check, and I will contest that with his constitution save for this. That was not supposed to be rolled as Cillian, but yes, this skills that you have marking him as the aggressor in this situation and the target of your hunt. As you say that, leap forward, back into the sword, just hits him right on the temple, and he drops unconscious.
She'll just say, maybe his wounds can be cleaned up if you're willing to speak with us and just let us have the boy back.
As you're looking up at these figures, and they can't really exactly tell what's happened if you've knocked him out or if you've just killed the guy. All they have is your word on this. The one with the torch looks to his fellow rider and is just like, get him back to Deadeye. And yeah, this guy is going to turn and bolt. And Amrita, as you can see, as his horse turns and begins to gallop away, there is something slumped over the back of the saddle, being held in place. Something rather large. As he begins to go, the one with the torch pulls out a rope from his saddle and just starts swinging it above his head and lashes it down at you. Yeah, you're not really prepared for this kind of thing, and as the rope swings down toward you, it lashes around your arms. You can still function them somewhat. Difficult to move from where you are. This guy's going to turn. He's going to turn toward Acrio, and you see him draw a blade from his side It doesn't seem as though he's particularly well versed with it. He slashes the air a couple times with it, almost trying to be more menacing on horseback than anything else. But with the torchlight behind him kind of silhouetting his shape, you are able to see that the blade he carries is familiar to you. You catch the almost embossed symbol of Avacyn worked into the hilt, as he is going to effectively dodge.
A little concerned about the guy freaking the fuck out right in front of her, but gonna try and keep this party from dying. But no, yeah, she is gonna cast Ice Knife on the guy holding the torch, and hopefully that goes a little bit better than 4. Yes.
Did we sacrifice
Blade of
all our
ice
luck to Salty today?
almost catching the rain droplets that freeze to it as it flies through the air. It hits him pretty good. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh shit.
But
That is a fail.
he will not be able to move quickly enough as the shard of ice shatters, and you can see like freezing over part of him. It's in his rope arm, but he like clutches it tighter, and you can see Amrita almost get jerked forward a bit. However, he does not look particularly great from that.
I'm gonna shimmy past Val. Oh, here. Can I get to like here? I think.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do I have a bead on the rider from here? Is he like how far?
He's gone a little further, but yeah, he's still within view enough that you have a chance to do something.
So he's within guiding bolt range, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take one look at the rider on the hill, and I'll be like, "This can be a simple transaction. Give us the boy back alive, and we'll give your men back alive. Otherwise, we're gonna have to do this the hard way." And I'm gonna aim my guiding bolt and try and shoot the rider.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you hit him in the back pretty hard. Yeah, a shimmering light is on him as you all see his form continuing on.
Does it look like man's over here is bleeding out?
The one who's unconscious?
Yeah.
I mean, make a medicine check with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's a definite maybe.
Definite maybe. Just to, as a way to just more of like a show of like, I'm being genuine in the fact that we will spare you if you give us the guy back. I'm gonna cast Spare the Dying on him.
Okay.
And just try and stabilize him.
I'm not sure if the guy on the horse recognizes what that does, but
It would
the
look
effect is still there.
one of the most holy things that she's done. one of the nicer looking things.
While a night terror continues to claw its way up the side of a totally. I think he would probably clutch. He's still carrying the torch, so he's like holding his arm where the shard of ice hit, almost like trying to warm it up with the torch, while continuing to hold on to Amrita with his lasso. That ain't our decision to make. And
You get the one who makes the decisions.
I am going to move here, and I'm going to try and shove him off the horse.
Okay.
Because dodging isn't affected by shove. Or shove isn't
attacks?
affected
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just going to try and just fucking throw my shield, my arm up there, and throw him off the horse to get myself up there. I'm gonna use my human determination on that.
Can that be applied to anything?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was
yeah.
ability checks included.
Yeah, ability checks as well.
So, yeah, I mean, there's not really any point for him to roll because he's not going to get better than that with your D4 on top of it. So, with the light coming toward this guy from behind the trees, suddenly turns, trying to be menacing, but this armored figure just bolts and rams into him, and you all hear him hit the ground off the horse.
Once he's off, I'll grab the reins, throw myself up with my one arm.
Make an animal handling check.
Yeah. And then
You
I'll
are now
turn and
a mounted combatant.
I don't know how far I can run to chase that other guy with Frank or a very large corpse.
Even the horse is surprised by what's going on right now, but you're healing it in the side, spurring it forward, and it just runs.
Oh man, do we get to yoink their horses afterwards?
What would you
Okay, shut
guys
up.
want Cillian to do in this moment?
Maybe you could hide somewhere? Because we seem to be getting the upper hand on him at this point. Just hide in case Cliffman makes an attack or something?
Duck's over here. He will attempt to hide. Very disturbed by this zombie-like torso made of shadow that's stuck in place, kind of snarling but almost silently on the side of this.
Don't worry about that.
He's totally not worried about it. And yeah, that's a bonus action. He will hold an action to attack if somebody seems overtly hostile.
Well,
Speaking of not overtly hostile.
yeah, Vala's having a moment. Yeah, he just can't. So he will fucking try to, in a panic state, kind of scamper away from that shit.
Hiding under a tree.
Yeah, just trying to find somewhere we can just avoid all that shit.
Yeah, isolated from everything else that's going on.
Yep.
Amrita, you are grappled in place by this lasso. What are you going to do about it?
I want to pull this guy down with me from the cliff if it's going to be like that.
Yeah, physically you can't move on the battlefield, but you can try to make an athletics check. I will say he's going to have advantage on his because he's, mounted on a horse above you with a better angle, but it is possible. Pretty good.
Damn.
And why do I keep not switching back? I keep forgetting. Cillian's done a lot in this combat as not Cillian. But yeah, as you're trying to pull, even though his arm is injured from this ice knife, it's like he's got the lasso like wrapped around thick leather glove on his hand, and he pulls forward, but the horse itself starts to pull him back. In retaliation of that, he's going to start backing up his horse. It's going to start dragging you along up the cliff face 10-15 feet or so, kind of at the top of this, but you are going to have to make a dexterity saving throw, please. And for 3 hexes of movement, wow, you're going to take 1 point of damage. The rocks are really wet, so you just kind of slide over them, and you move enough that it doesn't cause a lot of damage. You get a few scrapes, but that's it.
She's just grunting her teeth together, just like, ugh.
Principle of what he did.
Yeah, this individual runs forward, and he's just going to attempt a regular stabbeth at Cillian, who was distracted and couldn't do much.
Ooh.
Yeah, the rest of you can see Acrio's handiwork at play here, as one of his blades slashes and pierces into Cillian's side. As Cillian winces from the pain, this figure uses his opposite elbow and just clocks him in the jaw and moves back somewhat, disengaging as a bonus action.
Sarah's looking in between helping Amrita and helping Cillian. Does this guy holding the torch look very injured at all?
He looks roughish. He's not like bleeding profusely or anything like that.
And this guy here is completely unharmed?
Yep. I mean, he got knocked off a horse, but other than that.
Move up And since he's 5 feet away from Cillian, she's gonna safely cast Ice Knife on him and hope for the best.
Even
Yeah,
more safe.
unfortunately, yeah. This guy is pretty quick. He's on his own feet, not on a horse. So yeah, he dodges that, almost limbos under it, knocking the ice shard away with this finely crafted Avacynian short sword.
The little Zamboni on the cliff is gonna assail the mans that just attacked Cillian, because it's within 30 feet of it, so that's need an intelligence save from him.
Yeah, he still doesn't move, the little,
he doesn't move,
terrifying thing.
But he just looks over his head cracks over his shoulder like
I think at this point, because he's moving away from it, not as focused on it, right up in his business, it's easier to ignore.
I got it just when he was turned away.
Yeah, despite nobody else being able to ignore this horror, this guy does.
I'm gonna move up a little bit, just in front of Cillian, just mom him back a bit, and turn to him and see if you can't cut that rope. Get Amrita out of there.
He's as you say that, he pulls his hand away from the stab wound, bleeding in his plan. He's like, yeah, sure, okay.
We'll deal with that later!
Amrita, as you're pulled to the top of this hill, dragged almost face down, barely able to move, struggling against this, you look over and you see this figure ducked behind one of the rocks with this Actually, can I have you make an insight check, please?
I'm concerned now.
Here.
Oh.
This woman has a strange glint in her eye, and you're not quite able to process what it means at this juncture, but you do see as a knife she has held with the blade down kind of comes up. Yeah, she will rush toward you as you are prone on the ground and attempt to stab you in the chest.
What the fuck?
What the hell?
Almost gleefully.
Who the hell are you?
That would be still halved with my resilience, but even then.
But it is reduced to 6 with your resilience.
Nice.
Of stabbing damage. You dodge slightly. She hits you between the ribs with this kind of maniacal look in her eye and rips the blade back out. You feel your flesh begin to slowly seal up part of that as your werewolf nature assists, but it's still a pretty deep stab.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run up to the guy trying to book it with the body and just with one leg try and kick him off his horse onto the ground.
Okay. Cool. I will say you have advantage on that because he is still guiding bolted.
Oh, sick. Advantage on athletics.
Yes. Get better than it. Yeah, just
well,
barely.
I got a 1d4.
Both of you barreling forward. You're able to catch up. He's speeding pretty quick, but not with the same level of determination as your heavy metal foot just reaches over, kicks at him. He tumbles to the ground, his horse kind of veering wildly. I need you to make an animal handling check as well. This is kind of a trick riding thing.
9.
So as he hits the ground... Okay.
Inspiration. I don't want this to fail right now. 24.
Okay.
Oh.
You tip, the saddle's wet and kind of teeter, and you have to yank on the reins to resituate yourself, which causes the horse to rear back and slam its hoofs down again, and you jump forward, but you maintain yourself in the saddle.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try and get that other horse, grab its reins, and pull it along back with us. Guide it back to everybody.
Okay.
With that taken care of.
We will get to that.
Yeah.
Cillian is going to look to Lorelei. He's like, You still want me to handle the rope? Or the crazy bitch?
What a crazy bitch!
Great point. I don't know, try going the other way. Throw something at it. I don't fucking know. Be quick about it.
Okay, still the rope. Okay, cool.
Still the rope.
Yeah, he's going to... He'll scramble up the side of this, dash as a bonus action, skid on the ground, looks at this random woman appear from behind one of these boulders with a bit of glee in her eye, and he's just going to bring his silver blade down on the rope and sever it. Lots of things are still happening. Valerie's had a moment to himself to kind of compose himself. What is he going to do now?
Okay, that was literally my first question. Like,
Hey,
is he still,
wait.
in the middle of a fucking episode, or can he attempt to shake it somewhat off?
That's up to you in terms of for RP purposes. That's up to you.
He would try, but I'd still make a fucking sanity saving throw.
If you would like to, certainly.
Yeah. Okay.
He's apparently on it.
Yeah. Kind of freaks out, hyperventilating, trying to stop himself from freaking out. He's probably at some point kind of touched his head, slamming his fist against a tree, in order to kind of distract himself from the memories, just bashing it into the tree over and over until he can focus on the pain more than the memories. And then he would probably, seeing as his new friends are probably in danger.
Whoa, we don't have that label yet, sir.
Hey, listen. Maybe Amrita doesn't see it like that, but yeah, get to where he was.
You're able to run back through the slick, mossy rocks and the puddles and get kind of a sight on everyone again. Closest to Asuriel, who I don't think has really been any more injured in this fight. She still looks fine, but in the process of probably beginning another spell.
Okay.
And yeah, Amrita, the ropes are cut. You can pull them off.
She is going to try and stab and shove this woman back.
Okay. Are you standing up to do all this?
Yeah, yes.
Sure. It's a struggle. As you go to stand, she swings a blade at you. Cillian tries to knock into her. You swing your blade, but she ducks under it. She kind of spreads out on the ground, one leg out and one hand holding a dagger, but she's almost in this weird, almost gymnastic, acrobatic stance as she like and goes to lunge.
Waiting on if it's even worth it moving away. I know it'll be an off attack, but Amrita's gonna move over here so she's not near the ledge.
Yes, she will definitely do that.
Alright.
You are not prone, so there's no advantage or sneak attack to this, but...
Alright, depending on the damage as well, or if it hits, I'll prepare my reaction.
Nope, you are equally quick with animalistic movements. You move away, Cillian also assisting in trying to knock her back. So firstly, this guy, the one holding the torch, kind of like yanks his the reins of his horse, causing it to rear back and then come back down onto Cillian.
Ooh.
Yep.
Poor Killian's taking a beating.
Cillian is, he gets several hooves come down, bashing him in the head and the shoulder, knocking him to the side. He's still standing, but not looking great. He actually, Amrita, you smell the blood pouring out of him at this point. The rest of you in the torchlight above him start to see that vitiligo on his face start to turn one color as the blood from his forehead just pours down his face.
Shit.
This other dude, who was knocked off of the horse by Acrio, is going to grab the lasso at his belt and start to fling that in Acrio's direction as he's going for the other horse.
18, yeah, fuck you.
Just spurring the horse forward, you get out of the range of his lasso quick enough. Can't catch you. And I'm gonna say this
Yeehaw.
against Lorelei. He's just going to run forward toward you slightly, jab.
My face, my ribs, my everything.
Yeah.
My feelings.
Make an insight check. He looks conflicted about this, is the best you can say, as he kind of shoulder checks you with the blade arm and then moves back, backing away from you without ever taking sight off of you, the bloodied sword almost just kind of like hanging at his side.
Cillian! Oh, leave him alone! And, I'll cast Healing Word first on him, because sounds like he needs it, and I can't get to him to cast regular Cure Wounds.
Then I will chime in.
Second opinion.
Yeah.
Hey, you know how you cast that healing word? How about you don't?
Kind of trying to, like, seeing that she tries to fucking cast a healing spell, and he probably saw, like, the blood pouring down, notion of, like, a head wound, so he's kind of trying to kind of gesture for her to specifically target, like, the area that was kind of where the blood was pouring from. So, 3 more.
Nice. So it'll be 9 total. With the assistance of Valerie kind of indicating where he sees the wounds are the worst, Cillian feels the magic that you've shouted, this angelic word, wash over him, and the wounds start to knit shut as he is no longer bloodied.
Alright, and then I'm gonna cast Firebolt on this lady.
Fireball?
Firebolt.
Like, send it on Cillian.
Sir.
Oh, lordy lord.
And as he does that, you see the light glint in his eyes as a mote of fire explodes in his face in this woman next to him.
Yeah, just in case you were wondering how well you healed him, now you have a nice bit of light to see it. Right, I'm gonna look at the guy who looks
I
kind of
will
conflicted.
say you do need to make a concentration check if you did not already.
Yes, sorry, I
Because
forgot
you
about
got
that.
Stabbathed.
My B.
No, you're fine. I forgot about it too.
I got Warcaster, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Now we good.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, creepy zombie man is still hanging out on the cliff, just having a good time. I'm gonna look at the guy who just attacked me, seeing that he was like a little conflicted with it. I'm just gonna shake my head at him, and I will turn my attention away because I have bigger fish to fry than dealing with him right now. And I'm going to direct the Night Terror to assail the lady.
Okay.
1 psychic damage.
But yeah, she will take one point of psychic as she looks behind her, and this shadowy zombie-like torso is in place but still crawling up the side of the cliff behind her. Just gives it a weird eyebrow raised and almost hisses at it. But you can see that it does affect her ever so slightly.
She do
Yeah,
not
and then I'm just
like-
gonna stay in place and kind of keep one arm out, just so that this guy doesn't go for Asuriel. If he's gonna go for anyone, she wants her to go for her, not anyone else.
Yeah, so the chick up here has been jostled about by Cillian multiple times and does not like that. So she looks away from the zombie thing and is going to attempt to murderize. Yes, and she actually, for reasons, has advantage on this. But didn't really need it anyway.
For reasons.
She has a thing, but I'm not going to tell you what it is right now. Yeah. Yeah, he's conscious, but not very. He's in single digits.
Get him out of there!
She just lunges forward. Again, knife kind of on the from the backside of her hand, slashes across his stomach and chest area, cutting through his brand new armor, and there's an excessive amount of blood from him now. He can't help but shout in pain from that. In retaliation, he's going to lunge forward with his blade, and then also disengage, get the fuck out. But first,
Expeditiously
Mhm.
this off.
he unfortunately does not have any means of doing a sneak attack.
Almost did tit for tat what she did to him.
Yeah, and yeah, he's going to disengage, run past Amrita, not really acknowledging her in this moment, but he's running back toward the direction where Acrio is seen in the distance with his lantern, getting away from all of that shit.
Sure, I run back, and I can't do anything else.
Run toward Cillian. Valerie, you see him get ripped very viciously and then start to move away. He's a good distance from you, but you know someone needs help.
Yeah, he would try to get as far as.
And you've got at least a
How high
15-foot, like a 15-foot climb to get straight up it. If you dash, you can, but you're gonna have to make like an athletics check to climb it.
Yeah, he's still gonna try that.
Sure.
Athletics.
This is gonna be a higher DC because it's with one arm, but it is still
Yep.
theoretically possible.
No.
That's over to
Describe
Kettle.
Valerie's mental state as he's trying to do this.
He's still kind of very much shaken up, kind of just coming out of this mindset of just his memories, kind of pulling him back in. So he's very like consciously trying to not look at any blood, kind of trying to turn away. And seeing as this dude here is still like bleeding like fuck, probably.
You would see that he looks stable-ish, not bleeding quite as much. Lorelei stabilized him, but you didn't really recognize that. He just looks like he's resting in his blood.
Okay. Yeah, then probably kind of in an effort or like in an attempt to get both over the fucking ledge and away from this bloody mess of a guy, he just kind of tries to pull himself up and gets more and more frantic and desperate. That kind of translates to him just trying to grip at anything, not really knowing where to kind of place his hand to pull himself up. And yeah.
Screw this. I bite on the chick, make her go to sleep.
Okay. That's not supposed to be advantage, so it's a 5, yeah.
Oh, thank God. I was about to lose my mind.
What's it like for Amrita having to call upon the power of this eye in this moment?
She feels, with the many voices, like she feels pulling in her head between all the blood and everything going on and past memories. She just like pushes up on the bandana and just like feels herself, her nails almost extending into her forehead. And it's like, no. I need your help. Don't want to hurt this person. Just make them go to sleep. I'm not gonna kill anyone today. Make her go to sleep.
So
There's a familiar pulse as you can feel this eye locking in on a target. The figure in front of you slumps to the side on the edge of this ledge. You hear it, you don't even hear it. It's like a feeling of a gleeful chuckle. But we haven't killed anything in so long.
She screams into the darkness, flames from her eyes still as the chick falls asleep in utter frustration. As if she's
That's all I'm gonna have happen in this moment. Yeah, this the bandit was going to say something. He is going to decide against that now, seeing the one drop. He's going to turn his horse about and run in the direction of Acrio.
If he's running past Amrita, does she get an offhand opportunity?
You can attempt to attack the horse. The figure itself is too high for you.
Horse
as
it
it's
is.
moving like this.
Sorry, horse.
Yeah, that's enough to hit a horse, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
And
Hunt's
riding horses
gone.
have 13 HP, so
Cut him
with a
down, Queen!
flaming slash on the side of this horse, it tumbles forward, end over end. This guy hits the ground, the horse dead, skidding behind him as he's prone on the ground now.
We are wholly denying any chance of getting this body out of here.
The dude is still, actually, yeah, I'm gonna say he'll take a bit of damage. It's enough to make him bloodied, because he was right on the edge anyway. So yeah, hitting the ground, he gets up with blood on him. Some of it the horse's, some of it his own. And he'll stand up with half his movement, and with looking back in a bit of terror at Amrita, bolt.
And Amrita will kind of mutter under her breath. Happy you killed something.
Make a persuasion check.
Ooh.
No!
You just hear more passion. Meanwhile, this other dude is going to duck and run and attempt a hide with his nimble escape. You can. He's in the bushes. You can still kind of tell where he's at, though.
Yeah, we know where he is.
She's gonna be sad about the horse and attack the guy running away.
Being bloodied, that will hit.
Probably won't kill him.
Not gonna kill him, but it does hit him in the back. He's on fire. Has to knock it out. The rain does help, so he's not on fire for very long. But yeah, he shouts. Acrio, as you're riding back, you see this figure running toward you, and then gets hit in the back with fire.
So I saw where he is. I can't actually see where he is in this, but I know where he is, right?
I mean, if he's outside of your token's vision, then yeah, you don't really know where he is because you can't see.
Yeah, but I know which direction he went in, right?
Yeah, he went
Okay.
in the westernly direction.
So she's just gonna she's gonna make her way slowly over there, and kind of just look. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna strike up a light on my moon silver flail.
Okay.
Hold that up above my head. Just keeping myself in between him and Asuriel, and I'm gonna look into the bushes and be like, "We don't have to do this."
Yep.
And not fretting it at all. I'm just gonna be like, "We don't have to do this."
I'm here now.
Are you going to do anything about the dude with the torch who's running away, bloodied and kind of on fire?
Does shove knock people prone?
You can knock people prone with it, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm just riding by. I'm gonna hold my leg out and just try and kick him in the head and knock him prone.
Clothesline him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aw.
Wait. Do I beat or does he beat?
I'll allow it. You can knock him prone.
I have 2 horses and a hostage. I'm not fucking around.
Oh, you definitely broke this dude's nose.
And
his spirit.
they said and catch him on fire.
Cillian's just going to rush toward you. Acrio, not quite within range of this dude that's in the ground. He's not interested in, killing anyone right now, but you seem safe for the moment.
For the moment.
Question, there's this pile of rocks. Can Val try to use that to gain a little bit more height advantage, if that makes sense? And that kind of use that to possibly make skating this freaking ledge a little bit easier.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Still have to do an athletics check, but not quite as difficult.
Yeah.
Jumping up on a couple of these rocks, you reach up, grab like a root that's kind of growing out with the one hand, pulling yourself up till you're like just able to get a toehold on something, kind of scramble your way over the top of the ledge.
Yeah.
Up to there. That is still about 15 feet of your movement, but
Kind of looking at Cillian, focused on him, like hyper focused, rushing up. He begins to pull like a vial with like medicine and shit out of his satchel, and as a bonus action, do first aid for friggin'.
yeah, it'll be max because he's not attacked
exactly.
anyone. Staunching the wounds very quickly because you are very focused on this. You're able to cover up the wounds enough that he is no longer bleeding profusely.
Yeah.
Amrita, you still have to maintain concentration on this this thing with the eye, like waking up and choosing violence in this moment.
Is there a way to go over there and try to tie her up beforehand?
Sure.
Yeah, Rita's gonna, I'm pretty sure she has rope on her. Yeah, she has rope, and she's also gonna make sure she takes this chick's weapons away and try to tie her up.
As far as you can tell, she just had a single dagger. She's also got a headscarf bandana, not dissimilar to the one that you've worn. Just up close, you can kind of tell she seems probably Stinsian, but you're not entirely sure.
Does she look like she has any symbols on her?
Make an investigation check. You're talking like tattoos and such?
Yeah.
So effectively every single one of these bitter hearts that you've dealt with has had various symbols tattooed onto them, random stuff, seemingly probably has meaning in their culture. This person is completely devoid of tattoos. Also doesn't really seem to have any scars on her either. But I will have you make roll a d100, please. Interesting. As you rifle through her body, clothing and equipment and that sort of thing, the thing that strikes you is when you find a small, dirty, old pair of like child slippers, like a baby's booties. They're not bloodied or anything like that, and they're just old, and she has them on her person.
What the heck?
Well, that lady's taken care of. That dude's prone on the ground. That guy's still hiding in the bushes. She's gonna look over at the guy, make sure that that his stance is not threatening. And then she's gonna go over to help Amrita, whatever that.
She's tied up and still unconscious right now.
She is.
And I've taken her weapon away. It's mine now.
The one dude who got kicked prone is just gonna kind of crawl away at half speed, continuing to move away from all of this. The one who is hiding in the bushes is just going to look at Lorelei, who seems to know where he's at as she's shining the light from this holy flail, and he's gonna tuck and run. He's gonna get out of there.
That's what I thought.
Well, she doesn't really see a point in doing anything else. That dude's crawling away. She's not gonna attack him again.
Shoot him in the back.
Actually, for the purposes of this, I'm gonna say we are going to drop combat for now,
Yeah.
as there are no
Threats have been
immediately
neutralized.
hostile, combatants in the area.
I will drop my nightmare creature then. Just let it fizzle away into dust.
That was creepy.
Lorelei's just not going to address it. Going to walk up.
Yeah, with Cillian, I'll hop off the horse, tie them together, hold on to it, and usher Cillian to help as I toss him or hand him a rope because I only have one arm.
He will definitely do that.
Yeah.
And he'll go to the person, very obviously a person slung over the back of this horse and kind of like pull a hood off of the face. Young boy who does seem to be unconscious. You don't see a lot of blood on him though.
Just a little bop over the head, go to sleep.
Theoretically.
Not bleeding out.
Yeah, can Val check on him?
Yeah,
just
you can
make
make a
sure
medicine
like there is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring everybody back to camp.
Yeah, if Asuriel and Lorelei get nearby, it's like one of you should probably go down and make sure that other guy's restrained. Got her restrained.
I'm gonna bring them up here.
Yeah, longer.
Shall I bring them up here? Keep them all together?
Probably a good idea.
Okay. I don't think I have any rope, so I'm just gonna go down, get the guy, and just like kind of carry him up the hill. I don't have any rope, so I'm just
String,
gonna be like,
throw him up the cliff.
no, I'm gonna carry him. It'll be nice.
Asuriel will help-ish.
I'm helping.
Asuriel can lift one of the hands.
Yeah. Yeah, they both go get him, and then I just kind of drag the woman so that way they're all in the same spot.
Yeah, put him up like against the rock face. Just like lie him up against there.
Mhm.
She'll be awake any second. It has that only lasts for a while.
And then she's gonna go to the horses.
Are you okay, Amrita?
Rita just stares off. The flame, she's still keeping her crimson right up, and it's like, fine. What do you ask?
I mean, you got lassoed and dragged up a cliff.
I've had worse.
Just making sure. I'm gonna look over to the lads with the horses, like, is that him? Is that the guy?
It is.
Is he?
How's he looking though?
You don't find any bruises or
Oh,
anything on him, no
probably.
blood.
Yeah.
You're not entirely sure, but you get a whiff of something that might be a poison of some variety on his breath. But he is alive.
Ew. Oh, if I notice that, then I will focus on using my Vistani powers.
Mhm. Yeah, you've been trained in this. Once you kind of get the smell of it, you can kind of like look his fingernails look very pale on the backside. His breathing is shallow. You can definitely tell that he has been poisoned.
Okay. Kind of looking at that before he kind of turns around to the others, kind of to Acrio, kind of pointing at this guy, making a motion as if like something is coursing through the veins.
And also because you can identify the type of poison with what you've been trained, it seems to be primarily a snake venom based poison.
Okay. Then he will kind of looking at Acrio. It's still raining, right?
Yes.
Okay. Kind of a slithering motion, and then kind of point back to the veins.
With that, I'll snap my metal fingers to Amrita. He's alive, but he's poisoned. Can you do something? You said you did something with alchemy.
I am capable of alchemy, yes, if that doctor has a kit. You wouldn't mind letting me borrow it.
Question: would that be portable, or is it like something he needs to set up? Because that might.
Is it like a
Depends on what
desk?
you're trying to do with it.
Okay.
For like intense brewing purposes, yeah, you need an area to be set up, not in the rain. If you're
Yeah.
just trying to do something quick, maybe. But while that's going on and you're fumbling for elements of the kit, Amrita, you just hear, "You can't hold it much longer." As the eyes like focusing, trying to keep this creature unconscious.
Don't worry about it.
I have a spell that could probably purge the poison from him.
Whatever you guys got, keep him alive.
If there's
Belle's
nothing else,
just
I'll do
kind
it.
Looks at Amrita.
try.
kind of sees her probably occupied with the eye, I reckon. Or like something like
Probably
he
or
can
like
tell, but
scratching at it. He quickly like gets like her headband to
Because yeah,
hide it,
she
even though he's seen it.
yeah he would see her put down a headband over something, but her eyes, which you had seen were like a blue and a brown, are now like on fire. It looks like actual flames coming out of her eye sockets as she's like trying to focus. What is Lorelei doing?
I'm gonna walk past Amrita and just pat her on the arm and be like, "I've got this. Don't worry about it." And I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration on him.
Okay.
And try and just
Hey.
like draw the poison out of him.
Okay.
Make him
And
vomit.
that, cool. Yeah, could you pop the description of that, please?
I
Yep.
forget we have magical means of healing people. I was just like,
It's a second level spell, so I wasn't gonna like volunteer it straight away. But since we seem to be running out of options, I'm like, yeah, we'll do it.
How does this
Well,
look
I
for
have
Lorelei?
Sorry.
Having been taught this or learned it kind of herself with her, communion with the angels kind of in the woods.
It's not very nice to look at because like she walks up to him and then she's like she puts a hand around his throat and it almost looks like she's going to choke him, but then like her hand kind of like glows a little bit and like you can kind of see the glow kind of coursing through his veins a bit, like under the skin. Like his skin lights up just a little bit before like it slowly like fades away, almost like water draining out. And Lorelei just like completely focuses, like her eyes like completely glass over.
As you're doing that, his eyes do flicker. This young boy with dark hair squirms a bit on the back of the horse, moaning slightly like, where?
Easy. You're safe. We've got you. It's okay.
And as you're saying that, the woman who had attacked and stabbed Amrita and slashed into Cillian begins to stir as well, struggling against her bonds. Yeah, I don't think really anyone is right next to her at this moment, but
Yeah, no.
she'll just
I will.
like leaned up against the side of this cliff. You just hear her say, "Hey!" And her body starts to expand as she like rips through the ropes, fur covering her body, as everything she is wearing is torn off. And
Fuck,
gonna
she's a
happen.
this is
werewolf!
what you
fucking
see.
knew it. I had a feeling to turn. And I didn't. I fucking hate myself. Ah!
Oh, thank God, I wasn't near that.
No tattoos and no...
No, nothing.
No scars.
That's it. You guys are about to see a duke out.
Everybody just stand back as two werewolves go, boo, like Rock'em Sock'em Robot.
it's like we'll let Amrita handle this. She
I
can
don't. I
take
feel bad. I feel bad because I don't want her to die, but I don't want us to die. But I saw baby booties, and now it's like, what does
Nah,
that
kill her.
mean?
Well,
Kill her.
maybe she should have not tussled with people if she had a child. So
Yeah, it's like, as soon as you're willing to take somebody else's life, you're forfeiting your own.
I'm ready to
Uh,
cry. Yeah.
So this werewolf, ripping out of her clothes, her bonds, everything, equipment falling to the ground, she leaps, claws her way up the side of the cliff partially before sliding down with one claw right in the center of everyone. Cillian, Amrita, and Acrio. Claws swinging wild. She's going to go for Cillian, Amrita with claws and then a bite at Acrio. Cillian is going to take 9.
ouch. This is what happens when you don't show up.
Apparently.
Hey,
Just snarling and vicious with this, like, gleeful grin on her maw. As she's battering Amrita, you take the claw and you're knocked back by it, but you're able to kind of parry with your dagger, and the bite comes down on Acrio's shield, and you feel it like she's trying to pull it away with her teeth, but since it's bolted to your arm, fake arm right now, You just yanked around back and forth like a chew toy.
Oh God.
Would it be possible to cast Moonbeam without hitting everyone except her?
No.
Oh shit.
What is it, the sculpt spell meta magic or something? Maybe you could do that with?
That's an evocation thing.
Is it? I thought
You're
sculpt spell
thinking
was a meta
careful
magic.
spell. Careful spell.
Careful
instead of
spell.
magic.
Sorry, yeah, I got the name wrong. But it's the same thing, effectively, right?
Kind of.
Yeah, but I don't have that. I have a powered spell.
That's worse. Don't do that.
Okay, Ice Knife would also affect everyone around her. You know what? Cillian's so fucked up right now. I'm gonna go hide behind him over there and gonna cast Cure Wounds on him at
Good
second
shot.
level.
8, so 12 with a second opinion.
Yeah.
Nice. As
So
the
is-
white mana surges through him and the claw wounds start to seal up, the dagger wound on his chest beginning to knit itself back together. Lorelei, you are up.
And we're gonna hashtag bless Cillian, Amrita, and Acrio.
Yay!
Golden trio.
He will help, literally. He will move up and he would actually kind of run up and just kind of try to tackle into it a bit, just to kind of shove it to the side to kind of bring it off balance and kind of allow the others like a better hit or like a better shot at doing it.
Sure.
So,
Amrita, you had seen the scars and the vicious attack that had occurred on Valerie. Though you weren't able to determine what kind of creature it was that did that, in this situation, you're almost, in the back of your mind, ruling out werewolves, as he seems to charge into that without too much thought for himself or for his past. That's just of note, and you're able to act with advantage against this creature, because he's helping.
Yeah, she kind of just like grabs her head and like the bandana, like she pushes it to the ground, and the shoes, like she kicks off and it's like, Acrio, I need you to back away. I need you to back away immediately. And she's gonna transform and kind of try and swipe at this person, her armor and everything, I imagine, with the lightning rain kind of just reflecting at everything as she meets the height of this other werewolf.
Oh, it's more terrifying than a werewolf. Oh, a werewolf
Big
that
werewolf.
can use weapons and armor.
Yep.
Terrifying than a werewolf, too.
Two werewolves. Oh
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Mhm.
He sees this.
Pretty good gash. You see it start to seal itself. The burned, singed fur is the worst part of it. You definitely think the sword did not do very much against her, even with the fire. But
Yeah,
you
sure.
know the nature of the beast.
Yeah, even if she doesn't understand her. I don't know if did this werewolf also speak in the regular tongue like all of us, or no?
I mean, when she was in her human form, she was speaking. Since she has changed, she's just been growling and snarling like an animal.
All right. Well, Amrita's still gonna try and say it's like, I saw the child clothed item on you. I suggest if you want to not be hostile toward us, then it's your choice. Or die here.
Acrio, I should have put Cillian in the initiative.
Cillian.
You want to coordinate with him, perhaps?
Yes.
Say he was holding his action to do something with you.
One-handed, because I don't have a second hand. That's a nat one. But hammer and anvil, when I make an attack to hit a creature with a melee weapon, one ally within 5 feet who can see or hear me can also make a weapon attack, no action required, with a plus 1d10 bonus to the damage roll. And I want Cillian to make that.
As you attempt to do the hammer side of the anvil, you swing back with one hand. You're used to using it with one hand, so you're not even focused on the fact that you've only got one arm right now. But as you swing back, this werewolf reaches back and headbutts you and staggers you back mid-swing. But
Ooh.
that is enough to let Cillian refocus and he will attempt to jab with a silvered blade.
Oh yeah, hashtag bless.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's gonna hurt. Oh God.
Disregard the bloodied because he's not. Again, also I don't know why I
God.
turn the bloodied off. So 17 plus 9,
26.
26 silver damage directly in her back.
Mm.
Oh,
We've just
God.
painted the biggest target on Cillian's head right now.
Oh no. Fuck, you're
That
right.
will cause a spurt of blood back in his face from this deep silvered wound.
And right now, I'm not being discriminate. I'm gonna slap a spiritual weapon on him. 9 force. Oof. Just where Acrio's arm isn't, a second hammer swings forward.
I'm scared.
She's going
Should
to
be.
disregard that flaming spiritual hammer and the one coming at her. The other werewolf, what you had said almost seems to enrage her more, but not near as much as having a silvered weapon in her back. As she spins on a paw and goes for Cillian to eviscerate him.
No.
According to Keikaku.
Oh no.
I don't know if my reaction can my reaction take away from that.
You can.
All right. Yep. Amrita will do blood curse.
Is the
of the-
15 hit?
Because he is not bloodied anymore, it does not. So,
Oh,
yeah,
good.
roll your d4. You need to get, you actually do need to get a 4 or higher to attempt to cancel that out.
All right.
Yeah, get a 4. Come on, big money.
Damn it!
Hey, 2 still missed.
Yeah.
Gonna take another 9 piercing from the jaws that snap down right on his throat and, like, yank him off his feet.
Cillian.
Getting his face bashed in.
He's getting
Yeah, it's
ass
his
handed to him.
turn. Yeah, he's gonna go for everything he's got with the silvered blades.
Oh, and it's
He
a
does have
round.
an ally on the other side in addition to being blessed, so he's flanking.
Doesn't need it.
Doesn't need that.
I mean, the second
up.
one with the blessed, I'm gonna roll the flank. Total of 16. So yeah, silver sneak.
Nice.
Both blades, like as he's like lifted up, struggling with one arm as her jaws are into him, flings his blades around backward, jabs them into her shoulder. You hear like a hissing, burning sound of the silver in her flesh. She's
Oh.
going to wail, roaring. She drops him out of her jaws. Still alive. Asuriel, you are up.
I'm so glad I gave him those weapons.
Cheeky little mind sliver might do some good right now, hopefully. And she does not pass, yay.
Yay.
She's not thinking at all.
And that just posted it and didn't roll the damage. You know what? I'm gonna do a little empower spell on that and hope I get better.
In that case, how would you like to do this, Asuriel?
Oh fuck.
Are you serious? Oh my god.
You have 5 HP left.
Oh my god.
You're gonna kill this animal, Salty, with how much you love animals.
This
It's
is
like
not
the first
a
thing Asuriel's really killed.
This is not a friendly puppy. And she's freaking out. She's seeing Cillian keeps getting fucked up again and again, no matter how much they keep healing him. And she's just like, stop it! And she's gonna cast that mind sliver. And it's just gonna. It's like. She just stops like mid-swipe at Cillian and just sees her ears starting to bleed as she freezes and just collapses on herself.
There's like a moment, the ears bleeding, as this almost greenish flash, like you would see in a flashing a lantern at a predator, the eyes. But it's more like an internal glow. As she goes to clutch her head, howls like the most desperate wolf cry you've ever heard as she collapses, and the ears start to spew blood, and her eyes explode out of her head with the force inside her brain as she collapses on the ground.
Oh dear. I didn't expect you to be that violent.
Frank is like on the back of the horse still, wide-eyed, just says, "What the fuck?"
Oh shit, he's the way.
He's alive!
Yeah, I kind of woke him up when I took the poison out of him.
Bella's also gonna back the fuck away. Gonna move over to Frank, kind of just stare at Amrita because third eye and werewolf.
Lorelei is gonna tell him like, right, we can explain.
Wait, how long has he been awake? How long has he been awake? Did he see that it was Amrita who transformed?
I mean, yeah, because he was
awake
before the one chick did.
Okay, I can quickly transform, but yeah, during combat if I'm hit. Yeah, she quickly transforms back, and then she realizes.
As does the body of this outlaw, as she just like shrinks back down, still eyeless, blood coming out of her ears, her nose, everything, just completely naked on the side of this mountain, the exact same way Asuriel was found, but with more blood
and less eyes.
Asuriel's long lost sister.
Shit!
A werewolf.
Fuck! I didn't think this through. Frank's awake.
Val is just gonna fucking stay in front of Frank. Because holy shit. And
yeah, he's like struggling, trying to get
absolutely
off,
terrified.
to roll off the back of the horse.
Yeah.
Lorelei's gonna walk over to the both of them like, easy, calm down, both of you. Take a deep breath.
Bella's
Hey, it's fine. We're not gonna hurt you. It's fine. Believe me. Okay? I can explain. I know. Okay? There's a lot of nuance to this. She's fine. She's not going to hurt you. You have my word. Do you trust me?
Make a persuasion check before Frank.
You trust me? No!
I'm proficient in persuasion.
The kid, he's wet from the rain, but you can see even beyond that, the tears streaming down his eyes. He is completely freaked out, hyperventilating. He can't go anywhere, so eventually he kind of stops struggling and just kind of buries his face in the side of the horse.
Avacyn's like, somebody cut him down.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Frank off the horse. I'll help him out.
I'm gonna take the woman's body and her clothes and try to dig a hole and bury her, I guess.
Okay. It's pretty rocky right here. You can collect them up to be buried, but...
Decision time, do we keep hunting them down, or we just call it a day with Frank and head back?
Well, we got what we wanted, didn't we?
A little bit. And I kind of bend over to pick up one of the swords on the ground, collecting up the, three that there are?
I mean, there's only one that's still dead, and he doesn't have one of your swords. He has a dagger of his own.
Got it. The one
that you saw with... Yeah, the one who ran into the bushes was the one who was carrying one of your blades.
Okay.
And the rest of them, you didn't kill anyone else. Or you didn't kill anyone, technically, except the wolf, so...
Question.
Knocked out.
Wasn't there one heavily wounded guy that dragged himself away? Is that guy still dragging himself away?
I mean, yeah, he dragged himself away, but not like he couldn't walk. He got up and ran after that. That was just...
So do we have any living people?
Yeah, like you have the one bandit who, Amrita was able to knock him out early on. one who was picking his
Oh.
teeth at the start of this battle. He
Got
is
it.
bloodied but stable and tied up.
All right.
I get a feeling we might get ambushed if we go much further.
How's everyone looking? Are we in a position to?
Well,
Chase?
besides
Cillian is
over
just
here-
like holds out his bloodied hands. It's like,
Cillian
but,
notwithstanding.
Amrita's off in the distance a little bit, not too far off, but as she's trying to sort of assemble the horse's body into just kind of the woman's body, she looks again at the clothing, trying to wrap up as much as possible, and just stares like, what color were the booties?
Are you, well, here's the thing. You would have to get into some light to be able to see that. Your eyes are, it's all grayscale when you're outside of any light source. But if you're on the edge of the lantern light produced by Acrio, they're grayish. They're very dingy, but they're probably were a pale pink originally. Like they're super old.
Sorry it had to come to this, but you left us no choice. Maybe you can be reunited with whatever family you had in death, or whatever's still out there in life. And just tries to be respectful with the body and the shoes, kind of just speaking in the angelic tongue, saying some kind of prayer.
I'm gonna slap a prayer of healing on everybody. Just
Ooh.
kind of take a knee and start chanting.
Seeing as Cillian is probably still the most true.
Yeah, big time.
Once freaking the spell is nearing the completion, can Bell second opinion that for Cillian?
I think so, yeah. I'm pretty sure that will work.
Yeah, so I will prayer of healing, which takes the form of a old Stensian song from a book I read in my time of being super fucking alone in a dingy little fortress. 2d8 plus, I believe I get a +6.
Soon may the Falcon Wrath come.
15 health to everybody.
What's the +6 from?
Wait.
I think it's plus your wisdom.
Yeah, so -2.
So 13,
Excellent.
13.
which would mean for Cillian it's 19.
Yeah.
It would.
Yeah.
No,
It's
20
rounded.
because it's rounded
Oh,
up.
20 is rounded up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dope.
I'm at full
Damn.
HP.
So am
I'm
I.
back to full for
Same.
once.
Woo!
Huzzah! I think we're good to go, ladies and gentlemen.
Cillian is
gonna do?
also. Cillian is back to full health as well.
Hey, we're hailing
A
hottie!
Stensian prayer.
So I was gonna look at it, friends. Like, maybe you should ride back to town. Amel's there. She's in the tavern.
There shouldn't be anybody to get in his way.
But don't stop for anything.
So I'm going to take one of the horses. Do you know the way, Frank, to town?
I've never been outside of Corsola.
Fuck, yeah,
No.
we can't.
Vel would take the reins because he's not stinky right now.
He doesn't want to be near any of us.
He's just like, no. He will take the reins and kind of look at Frank and then kind of at the rest of you. It's like kind of gesturing, indicating that he kind of will take the boy to Kosovo. Not Kosovo.
Silver.
fucking Silver.
All the way back to Kosovo.
Yeah, going back home, lads!
Yeah, the teenage boy will nod to Valerie, look over at Lorelei, and then Amrita off in the distance, and just be careful, all right?
Full speed ahead. Don't stop for anybody. Don't say anything.
Please don't tell anyone.
Not even Amel.
No one. Not yet.
Tell not a soul. We defeated the bandits, that's all anyone has to hear.
Okay. Right.
Okay. Do I look like he's... Does he look like he's believing that, or he's like, no, I'm going straight to the guards as soon as I get to town, you bitch.
Telling the cops.
Make an insight check.
Yeah. I want to see if that's stuck with him or if he's just like, yeah, whatever. And he doesn't plan on.
He's shaken and concerned about everything. Lorelei, you're really not certain. Acrio has a little more faith.
Alright, so I'll slap on the back end of the horse and get him to go.
Are we going to
Guess we
try
gotta
and
wake
trade
this
him
one up.
for your stuff?
I highly doubt that they care that much about their people to hand over that many weapons, but
Maybe we could.
It's worth a shot.
Maybe we should wake him up and talk to him.
It's not a bad idea. There seem to be something about this that we don't know about. Maybe
if I would
interrogations.
much rather not walk into a whole town full of werewolves if that's what these bandits are.
After
Let's
looking
interrogate
at that
him.
woman, I don't think she was a bandit. All these bandits, what I've noticed, seem to have tattoos like them of various sorts, and she did not.
Just came out of nowhere.
Opportunity, you know?
I think she had a family she was looking for. There was child's shoes with her, old and worn. Probably just trying to... I don't know.
Well, I say we
wake him
up.
up and interrogate him.
wake him up.
How softly are we interrogating him?
Well, we're not going to be ripping out any toenails, fingernails, eyeballs, anything like that. No hair, no
No, but like, you know, we could
of
scare him a bit.
fingers. You are free to scare him however you please, as long as he doesn't have PTSD for the rest of his life.
Oh, well, he might already. But...
Yeah.
Tristan, your southern drawl's coming out.
What?
Your southern drawl's coming out.
Yeah.
You got a bit of the Delson Hughes.
No, Daleston's a lot more swingy.
Yeah, but you still got a bit of a lilt to it.
Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah, she'll let the other, like, Amrita will let the others probably gather around the unconscious individual while she kind of goes and has her back turned, leaning against the boulder and everything, and just like putting her shoes back on and everything. Damn it. Damn it.
Amrita, you did what you had to do. I don't think they'll be telling a soul.
I wouldn't be sure about that, considering that other Vistani, I don't know, and it's none of my business, but he's been attacked by something before. Though not a werewolf I can gauge, it's apparent his throat and around some kind of beast has mutilated him once. I can recognize markings of that sort, but not.
Seemed pretty bold. Didn't seem like he was scared of werewolves. He ran
No,
right into that
something else.
thing.
It makes me wonder, what if he could know about what Lorelei saw? I think we need to be cautious.
We'll keep our eyes out, but I don't think him or Frank is going to be telling anybody.
I can hope, otherwise I won't be able to return back into the town with the rest of you.
If
Yeah,
that happens, then we'll leave with you.
but we don't have that to worry about right now.
Cross that bridge.
Got
when we
a-
get to it.
Poor little bandit, all alone.
How are you, reconsciousifying him?
Do we want to spend a spell slot to heal him, or do we just slap him a couple times, wait a couple hours for him to wake up?
I say poke him repeatedly until he just wakes up.
He was never at 0 HP, so
he wasn't?
Okay, so a little
he was
Slappy
knocked
should-
unconscious. But yeah,
Yeah, little Slappy should get. Okay, good. We don't have to revive him. We just have to. Yeah. Although I was gonna stand pretty ominously, kind of in front of him, and she's gonna
Yes.
cast the Night Terror behind herself,
Oh my
of just
god.
a shadow behind her, like not so that he can see it, but so that if she wants to move out of the way and reveal it, it'll be there. And everyone that sees it sees a young dead individual face down, bleeding out. Just like,
But it's bleeding shadow.
yeah.
Wisps
It's like
that come off
it's
of
like
it.
dark and grayscale almost in the shadow.
I'm gonna stand over here by this horse.
I'm gonna do the same.
The dead horse, though, I am going to strip it. Like, we're not going to be wasteful here.
I will help Acrio in
Yeah.
doing that as well.
Both of us cut it up, make
Get
food
some
out of it.
respects. Get some chow.
So
Yeah.
Asuriel and Lorelei are gonna do this intimidation interrogation.
Well, a few scary people
So,
are chopping up a horse.
Asuriel can smack him in the face a few times as
Just
Lorelei
poking him
tries
with
to
a
be
stick.
imposing.
She's gonna
Sure.
stand there just ominously, menacingly.
Takes a bit to, you almost poke his eye out as you're trying to poke him with a stick to get him to wake up, but he
Yeah.
jerks to the side eventually. Oh, looks up and sees you all. Immediately starts pulling at the ropes and looking around for any of his companions, which you cannot find, in a bit of distress.
I wouldn't use up any more of your energy than you have to, sir. You're not going anywhere.
Well, tit for tat, I guess. Fuck.
Unfortunately, you messed with the wrong people. Why the kid?
Not sure you know who's messing with who right now.
We don't. That's why you're tied up, and I'm asking you questions.
Make either a persuasion or intimidation check.
Can I
I'm not
cast
being
guidance
intimidating
on
right
that?
away. I'm not being intimidating right away, so I'm gonna.
Sure. Kind of like twist his neck. So you can see the bruise starting to form where Amrita had hit him across the head. Problem is, you all's good folk.
And why is that a problem?
Cause what you really gonna do? Take me back to the town? Throw me in their cells? I'll survive. But snitching? I don't think so.
Wow. To live sitting in a cell, you must have a lot of patience. I have a lot of patience too, actually, as it turns out. I can sit here all day, all night. That's what it's going to take to make you talk. We can sit here as long as it takes.
I count 4 y'all at this point. You think that's all the friends I got?
You think that's all the friends I've got?
Yeah, I do.
Gonna
I really
turn to
do.
the- I'm gonna turn to the side, show him just briefly flash a glimmer of the horrific night terror behind me.
Well, that's entirely fucked.
Indeed. You have nightmares, sir?
They call us bitter hearts. All us bitter hearts get nightmares.
Oh, good. So you're used to them. Great. That makes this so much easier on me. And anyone who's looking can kind of see Lorelei getting a bit agitated, is the word I would use. She's gonna take a knee in front of him.
This guy's just eyes keep darting back and forth to the weird, wispy thing on the ground.
Don't worry about that. I'm perfectly in control of that. You see, kind of need to know why you've messed with us.
I don't even know what you're talking about. We didn't do shit to you. Y'all came after us.
Well, no, see, you messed with Frank, who is a friend of ours, and that's why we came to mess with you. You messed with one of my friends.
I also took a lot of weapons.
That's what we do. We
And
gotta
this is
take
what we
shit.
do.
We ain't got nothing of our own.
So what, you think lashing out at us was the way to do it? Because in my view, you started it, not us.
Oh, is that your view, is it?
Indeed. You and your lot, you and that dead-eye bastard, came after us, threatened the children we were with. Kind of harsh. Threatening children.
We ain't never gonna do nothing to those kids. It's all talk.
And how were we supposed to know that?
Exactly! You gotta have leverage of some kind. I guess you know that, don't you? Looks over at the Night Terror again.
Oh, you want leverage?
So what you really playing at? Fuck you want? You got the kid.
We want back the weapons that you got. They
can't have
belong
them.
to... They belong
Us
to my friend
now.
over there.
They are our property now.
Mm-mm,
If you want
no.
them, go and fucking get them.
No. I'd much rather we be given them. Or else she gestures at the horse. Or else you'll end up like that, quite frankly.
Still with your skin on, though.
Jury's out on that.
Wait, what?
Why? I ain't got none on me.
Deadeye's the one in charge, isn't he?
More or less.
Since you've said you've got nothing, would they care that we have you as a hostage? Would they want you back?
Again, you can make either a persuasion or intimidation check.
Slap more guidance on it.
Stick with persuasion. We're slipping, we're slipping, we're slipping, we're slipping.
Fuck!
10, we're slipping.
You would look away. The wife probably would. Just shrugs after that.
The agitation that was in Lorelei abates slowly, and she like calms down and almost comes to her senses. Look, I don't want this to get messy, okay? If you give us back the weapons, your wife can have you back, alive.
I told you, I don't have anything on me. Look at me. I don't have any of them.
Well, how much leverage do you have with your leader? Can you get him to do it?
You don't give shit back. That's not how we work. It's
Not
how we
even to get back someone in their group. Not even to get you back.
I could get you maybe a handful, maybe. Maybe.
I look back at Acrio.
You know, before I ask for all my weapons back, I got a couple questions. You guys are from Silburn, right?
What? No.
Where
Me
the
from
hell are
nowhere.
you from? So you're
Where-
Vistani.
Nowhere. Nah, fuck them fuckers.
Careful.
Wait,
Okay.
you seriously don't know who we are? You sound like you're from Cinzia.
Yeah, you know, been held up in a little stone box for most of my life on the opposite end, so.
Must be nice.
Ah, well, you know it is.
Oh, fine. No, I'm going anywhere. Couple 100 years back, we had our own town, our own walls. We had something. Then that volcano went off. Demons spewed out of it. The whole town of Nestrius wiped off the map. We're the ones who survived, or born from them, I guess. We got nothing, so we take what we can. Sorry it came to people. Should have never come to that.
You're right, it shouldn't.
Why didn't you move into Silburn?
Look at Asuriel like...
He doesn't know.
Because we ain't wanted nowhere. Look, the Deadeye's got some deal with someone in Silburn. Take people off the road once in a while, and they collect, and we keeps them off us. Doesn't drive us out. We're just here for what we need to survive.
Who's paying who to keep who out of town?
That you're gonna have to ask Deadeye. I don't know. I ain't never seen him. It's not what we're supposed to be doing.
If we took you back alive right now, safe, could that get us a conversation with Deadeye?
Maybe. Depends on what you want to ask.
More about this Silburn situation, I'm guessing.
He ain't saying nothing about that. It's the only thing keeping us alive right now.
Yeah, well, we're not exactly close knit with Silburn ourselves, so
Get him up on his feet.
Did
We
they
gotta
do
talk
this?
to your Deadeye, well, whether we like it or not.
I'll pick him up to his feet.
Something fucky going on in Silburn, and gotta talk to your dear boss.
And with that, we will drop the curtain on this week's session.
Huh.
That